Hello, non-existent viewers. This is the first video of 2024. How crazy is that? Yeah, I got home from work tonight and I was like, oh man, it's that time of year again. Thank goodness I didn't have to work an AM shift at all this week. So New Year's Eve I could go out with friends and and have like the New Year's Day to sleep in and not have to wake up early for work or something. I also wanted to give a special thank you to my friend Eric and Daily Reacts TV for being guests in my live stream last night. We really closed out New Year's Eve like 2023 on a positive note. I'm really happy with how the holidays have been the past few months. It's so weird because I said this in my live stream last night, and I'll say it again here. If I went back in time a year ago and told like my 24-year-old self, who was in Nebraska, that like my 2023 didn't really go super according to plan because I didn't have that much of a plan to it in the first place, which I think is a mistake that I made. Because I remember when I graduated from CSU 2 years ago, like I had plans for 2022, and my plan was just to, live out the rest of my lease in Fort Collins, work at Dogtopia as much as I can, and just like look at zoo internships like for the fall, so stuff to do. Like after my lease ends, I have to leave Fort Collins eventually. But like if I went back in time, like I said in my live stream last night, and again I'll say it again here, like if 24-year-old me went back in time to 23-year-old me to say that, like, hey, you're going to Colorado Springs and Nebraska of all states after you move out of Max's house, 23-year-old me would have looked at 24-year-old me like he would have three heads. But now, as a 25-year-old, if I went back in time a year ago and told my 24-year-old self that, like, hey, I know you're leaving Nebraska soon for the internship in Oregon, but the Oregon Zoo is going to screw you over, and, like, you're going to have to head back to Denver for another 2.5 months, but that's okay, because you're heading off to Utica, upstate New York, for the best summer of your life, or best summer so far, that is. And then return to Melbourne and spend time with Dad and my sister and your old friends. 24-year-old me would have looked at 20, like now me, like he would have three heads for sure. And here's the mistake with 2023, because even if I didn't like lose the internship in Oregon for, bogus reasons back in March, like if I had stayed there for those 12 weeks I was supposed to be interning there, I didn't really have any plans for my summer or my fall. Like, the game plan kind of just ended there in 2023, which is live out the rest of my time in Nebraska with the RDC internship, and then go back to February and just, like, DoorDash my ass off in Denver while spending time at my uncle's house, and then head off to Oregon for 12 weeks. Like, that was kind of it. And, like, I am thinking a little further ahead for this year, and again, I said this in my live stream last night, I'll say it again here in case you couldn't tune in for that live stream. I bought a concert ticket to see Green Day this coming August 5th, and they're my all-time favorite band, and it's gonna be my third time seeing them in concert. It's their album Dookie's 20th anniversary. I mean, their 30th anniversary for Dookie and their 20th anniversary for American Idiot. I'm not sure if I want to wait for their new album to come out this February or January, whenever it's coming, or wait until Dookie's anniversary this year or American Idiot's anniversary, which I already know is going to be after I see the concert. I'll make a Would You Rather Wednesday poll about whether I should make like an album ranking video of Green Day albums, from worst to best. But anyways, if I'm gonna resume my search for the zoo field, like I saw this really heartwarming Facebook post from one of my former supervisors at the Nebraska Zoo I was at, named Mandy. Like she said she posted the cutest, just the best photos, like all the new animals I've gotten since my internship there ended, which is coming, I have a few more weeks to go for that. It's the 25th, that's my anniversary, my last day at the RDC. They got 2 spotted hyenas to take the place of the tigers that passed away. They both passed away while I was interning there, like right around Christmas. Unfortunately, that was a rough day at that zoo. But they got 2 spotted hyenas, and they had 2 births, like a baby zebra and a baby Highland cow. And oh my gosh, like I've told my friend Alicia, who I met while I was in Nebraska, that when I eventually make my road trip back to Denver, because if I can't get a job at a zoo this year, if I can't get like a job at the New Jersey or New York area or someplace, I'm probably gonna stick around for the next 8 months, to see Green Day in concert, and then head back to Denver, after the concert rolls around, and see where the next big adventure goes from here. This year, I mean, with the Oregon Zoo. By the way, I didn't write a script for this video, but I did make a little list of bullet points of things I want to discuss in it. And this is the time of the year where like I show you guys like channel statistics and like my number my number of videos and the likes and dislikes. So 2023, as of tonight, January 1st of 2024, I have 589,107 views, 1,929 subscribers, and I uploaded a grand total of 97 videos, and I counted up all the likes and dislikes. My total of likes was 234 likes and 13 dislikes. My like to dislike ratio was an 18, so for every dislike my videos got, they received 18 likes. Which it's funny because last year 2022's like to dislike ratio was 38, and this year's it was 18. I think it's funny how like the last 2 years of me being done with college, I've had like exact numbers of likes to dislikes. Not like 2021, for example. My like to dislike ratio that year was 19.6. So yeah, 2023. I had my hiatus because the Oregon Zoo, that falling through just put me in a really dark place, mentally speaking. I actually rewatched like some videos I made this year to get ready for this one. I rewatched my looking back on 2022 video I made on like right after New Year's Day last year in Nebraska. And I rewatched, the hiatus video where I did the triple review for Scream 6 and Shazam! Fury of the Gods and 65. I expect those movies to be on my worst list this coming week. And, sorry, I just got a text message. And I rewatched that video, as well as my Keeper Chat video at the Utica Zoo that I filmed this summer, so we're gonna get ready for this one. I think it's funny how some things I said that in those videos didn't age well. Like in the looking back on 2020 video, I said like I'm determined to upload at least once a week, but little did I know I'd take a 2.5 month hiatus from making videos this year. Which like Oregon, it wasn't all bad out there. It wasn't like it put me in a I took a minute to grieve in the hotel room after they told me to piss off, basically. But I was on the phone with my sister, and she said, like, don't cry over spilt milk. That's what the situation is. And just like that, the number of, like, craps I gave just, like, plummeted. And I was just like, I'm in Oregon. I'm going to the coast. I'm going to enjoy myself and, spend, like, just burn the money instead of living in an intern house for 12 weeks. Yeah, it was a good trip. It was my first solo trip of me just, like, going on an excursion somewhere for a few days by myself. And I, like, ever since, like, long before I graduated from CSU, I think. But, yeah, like, Oregon Coast Aquarium, I'd love to work at that aquarium someday, assuming it's not directed by dipshits. But anyways, like, I got back to Denver, and all things considered, like, my 2023 it was kind of like a plateau, I guess. Like, it got to a bumpy start. Like, I got into an accident last year, a few days after New Year's Day when I was in Nebraska while I was door dashing. It was my fault. I turned out at the wrong moment and I hit somebody. And I just kind of, like, jumped the gun. And, like, I was like, hey, I'm 24 years old and I need to, like, I'm too old to let mom and dad pay for my mistakes. So after, I got back from Oregon, I got the car fixed for a few days. And I was just like, I instantly got to work because it's like, when I got back to Denver after, cutting loose in Oregon after what happened, I was like, okay, so I know my car is going to be in the shop on, like, I think it was April 4th or something. It was, like, in the middle of the, like, or April 5th. Like, I left my car in the shop. I was like, okay, so I have, like, when I got back to Denver, like, right before St. Patrick's, and I was like, all right, so I have, like, 2 to 3 weeks to just, like, DoorDash, like, all day, every day, just, like, because I know I wouldn't be able to drive the car since it's going to be in the shop for whether 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 weeks or whatever else it takes for them to fix my bumper. I was going to be like, I'm just going to DoorDash it, like, and just keep DoorDashing until that day I have to put in the shop. And while my car is in the shop, I'm going to have a cushion to sit on that I made from, DoorDashing as much as I did and live off of for that time frame my car's in the shop, and just, like, use that time to apply to as many internships and jobs as humanly possible. And yeah, that's when I got the internship at the Utica Zoo, and which I really feel like I got the last laugh on the Oregon Zoo because like I vowed revenge. I was just like, I'm gonna find a much better zoo to intern at. And the Utica Zoo, like it's bigger than the Riverside Discovery Center, but not nearly as big as a Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado Springs. That was the first zoo I interned at after I graduated from CSU, which this past August and October marked a year since that internship started and the internship ending. Like I was there for 7 weeks. It's crazy to think about. Like I'm a big anniversary person, if you guys can't tell. But yeah, like Utica, this like the YouTube hiatus, like that 2.5 months, like when I did briefly take I had an interview at the downtown aquarium that spring, which was kind of like my top choice, as I wouldn't have to move for it because it's only a 30-minute drive away from my uncle's house. They interviewed me for an internship position, but they chose another candidate, which worked out for the better in the grand scheme of things. Because I really had a great time in Utica this summer, and like since I was like, okay, God forbid I can't get like an internship at a zoo this summer, I'm just gonna like look at like just dog daycare jobs in the area because I sure as hell don't want to be a cashier again. After being a cashier at Safeway while I was interning at the RDC last year, because again, it's an unpaid internship, so I had to make the bread somehow. So I started door dashing and worked part-time at Safeway, which Safeways are not really out east all that much. For those of you who don't know, if you live out east, like Safeways are a lot more prevalent out west. They're kind of like the Midwest's, like, Colorado and Nebraska's equivalent of like ShopRite, I guess, because ShopRites aren't that common in Colorado, if my memory is correct. But yeah, I also had a job interview at the Liberty Science Center this past September. I actually made it past their second round of interviews, and I was still like pretty bummed because I thought like I was pretty confident on me getting the job, but like lo and behold, they chose another candidate there too. So it's like, okay, well, if I can't get a job at a zoo or at a museum or an aquarium, dog daycares are kind of the next best thing. So I've returned my old stomping ground since October with a chain I used to work for in Fort Collins. The ownerships are very different, like from my new dog tub compared to my old place. But yeah, my coworkers are super cool. The dogs are super cute. And overall, it's not a bad gig. Like, I am going to continue looking at zoo jobs this summer. Hopefully maybe I can do both. Like, I can work at Dogtopia like 3 to 4 days a week and work at the zoo the other days of the week. Well, we'll see how well that ages, I guess. This video in general, because I'm still like not too sure as to like I'm still like kind of like up in the air as to where I'm actually gonna be like a year from today. I'm gonna be 26 years old. That's gonna be crazy. Like this October. But Utica summer, it was like my favorite summer so far because it was my second summer of being done with school, not having summer school. Just like having my degree and just like chasing the career and everything. And like I did move just like summer 2022, but like I was in a much different place in life. Like, because again, it was unpaid, but the local community college are offered housing for interns. So this community college was like a 7-minute drive to and from the Utica Zoo, and it's like I lived with other interns and local college students for the summer, and oh man, it was cool. Like out of all the zoos I've interned at, like since I graduated from CSU, like the Utica Zoo's cast of characters, like putting the animals aside and looking at like the keepers and the other interns and the zoo staff there, like they were definitely the most entertaining. Like Isabel, Hannah, Marissa, Juliet, Kat, John, like, my fellow interns. And, the keepers there, like Melanie and Elizabeth and Garrett and Mackenzie and Tiffany and Cowboy Chris. He's not a keeper, but still, like, so many just really cool-ass people at the Utica Zoo this summer. Like, I would love to join their team and be like, I got some of their phone numbers too, and I still keep in touch with them on Instagram and stuff. Like, I would kill to move back to Utica and work there, honestly. The same thing with the RDC and, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. I have applied to 2 zoo jobs already, so fingers crossed I can, get that dream this year. Like, I keep saying that 2024 is going to be my year. It's going to be the best year yet. And it's like, every New Year's, you just gotta say that to yourself until it makes sense. Like, whenever your birthday rolls around, it's like, okay, being 24 is my best year so far. So when I turned 25 this past October, I'm like, 25 is my best year yet. And, it's the 10th anniversary of my YouTube channel with Scary and Section and everything. And yeah, like that summer, just making diets and enrichment every morning for the animals was just so cool. It's like, I'm a bummed out because like when I lived at my uncle's house in Denver, there was a super cool bar next to his place called Hopscotch, and unfortunately they closed like a few weeks ago. I was so they because I follow one of the cooks there on Instagram, and I was just like, oh no, you guys are closing, and it's like wishing you guys nothing but the best in 2020. Because you guys deserve it. I miss you. And she's like, oh, we miss you too. And it's like, and I was telling her, it's funny because when I was at Utica this summer, I thought about the kitchen staff at that bar quite a bit because the staff there was just super friendly. Them and the other customers, like, while they were line cooks for humans at a bar, I was kind of like my own. I was kind of like a line cook for zoo animals at a zoo, just making food for them every morning, and getting to see feedings and cool stuff like that. And yeah, the enrichment project, like, I rewatched my hyena keeper chat video and my lion, because the video I made, my big intern project this summer was, like, doing a whole dino day for the lions, because I really want to do something to honor Jurassic Park for its 30th anniversary. And I was just like, this is kind of like my way of getting the last laugh on the organs. It was like, hey, your lion exhibit doesn't get this, like, a whole day for the cardboard, like, for those cardboard dinosaurs to be torn up by lions. Oh man, those 3 lions were just total goofballs. Cokie the lioness, and Murphy and Donovan, her 2 brothers, and the 2 hyenas, because I gave keeper chats in the hyena exhibit twice a week. Connie and Amara, they were made a pair of striped hyenas. It's the second smallest member of the hyena family. But yeah, meeting 3 different lions and 2 different hyenas this summer is like meeting 5 different humans, and it's like this year also. Not only did the Utica Zoo put me something else on my resume, it really, like, got me inspired to, like, just get back into writing because, again, I got the internship for the Utica Zoo while I was, when I was supposed to be in Oregon. Which, by the way, there's a point I forgot to make, like, I worked briefly at the pet resort for 4 weeks in Colorado because I was like, okay, I don't want to just keep door dashing forever. It's best I find something to do, even if it's just for like a few weeks before I head off my next zoo internship. And yeah, the pet resort I worked at briefly was run very differently from like Dogtopia's, but it was a really unique experience. The staff there is cool, and so are the dogs. It was a lot more like laid back in a few ways than the dog daycares. I think there's cats there too that you have to look after. And I also went up to Fort Collins as my friend Kenzie for her graduation, like during my hiatus, which was super awesome. I'm so proud of you, Kenzie. I'm wishing you the best wherever you go next if you're watching this video. And yeah, then I headed off to Utica, and all that really cool stuff happened. It was like during my hiatus I got the idea to start writing my novel I've been working on. It's like I've been playing with like ideas like world building, a prehistoric themed fantasy world full of like dinosaurs and like warring tribes of like talking ice age mammals. I was thinking of it more as like a video game than a novel. It's like there's 8 different cat kingdoms, choose your cat kingdom, and like tame dinosaurs and unite all different tribes like wolves and bears and hyenas and stuff like that to unlock skill sets and things. But it's like I don't know like anything about making video games, so I couldn't really think of a cohesive like plot set in this world until my hiatus. I was going for an evening stroll, like blasting heavy metal in my ears. I just got the idea for like, what if there was like a metal screaming hyena and a female, like a singing lioness, like making a duet to like tame a T-Rex or something. And I was like, yes, I can write a novel set in this universe. And I am naming most of my characters after zoo animals I've met with in the past like year and a half. And yeah, it's all a huge work in progress, but I'm really determined to get something done. Like I'm gonna have my New Year's resolution is to spend 2 hours every day doing something creative. I feel like making this video hits that requirement of like 2 hours a day because it's getting kind of late and I should probably wrap this video up sooner than later. It's like 2 hours a day either making videos or watching movies or like listening to Game of Thrones audiobooks while playing Minecraft. Like it was just doing something like reading or writing or drawing and just doing something creative for 2 hours a day. Like I'm gonna spend less time door dashing. I've been starting to do that already lately. Like I'm only really gonna be door dashing from now on, like during peak incentive pay times, And just like on my days off from Dogtopia, because I don't really need to be as reliant on it anymore. It's more for like my car's sake than anything else. Because it's a lot of wear and tear on my car. And I might have to get my brakes fixed soon. But anyways, like, I'm not saying I'm going to stop door dashing altogether anytime soon. Just I'm going to start door dashing less and less time door dashing and more time just doing the creative stuff. Like, I'm planning a whole top 9 week, starting tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, like, this other really cool stuff that happened this summer was, like, during my internship at the Utica Zoo, I drove down for a night and went home to Millburn for the first time in, like, over 2 years. My first time seeing my dad in over 2 years, and my friend Danny in over 2 years, too, because he surprised me at a train station. And my first time seeing my sister in over a year and a half, because she flew out to visit us for Christmas right after I graduated from CSU. I didn't see her at all during 2022. But I did see her that weekend, and it was Avenged Sevenfold's first time playing in New York City in over 16 years. Like, that was a band I went to see. Avenged Sevenfold's touring Falling in Reverse and Living Color. I already made a video, like, discussing, like, the Avenged Sevenfold concert. It's a pretty long, rambly video, like this one is. But seriously, that concert was, like, probably my favorite memory of the year. Just saying. And other cool stuff happened that summer. After my internship ended, I moved back home to my dad's place in Millburn, and my mom flew me to Rome for 2 days. My phone did get stolen while I was there, unfortunately. I did film a nice karaoke video at a pub that I went to while I was in Rome. But unfortunately, my phone got stolen that night, so I lost the footage and everything else, which getting my contacts back was a pain in the ass, but it was a learning experience. Other than that, though, like, Italy, it was my first time being outside the country in over 4 years. That was a really nice 2-day excursion. And then after I got my new phone in the mail, like, I went up to visit my sister in Connecticut with her new boyfriend Ryan's place. My sister's a dietitian now, and, like, the day I saw Avenged Sevenfold in concert was also the same day she completed her exam and got a dietitian certificate, so I was just so happy to see her. And yeah, I love her new apartment in Connecticut. We filmed the Barbenheimer spoiler talk for it back in August. And that was just a really great weekend excursion. And seeing my old friends like Danny, Shane, Daniel, and Eric, and Joe, and Rachel, and all you guys. It's, the holidays. My birthday this year was really special, so it's been the holidays. And yeah, like, this past November, we talked about it last night on our live stream. Eric and I saw Dragon Force together. So Avenged Sevenfold and Dragon Force were, like, my two favorite, like, metal bands to listen to while doing homework and studying while I was at CSU. And now I finally see them in concert. And after I got to, I talked about this in my last Skizzo rambling video, the Dragon Force concert, but I actually got to shake hands with their lead singer and their guitarist after the show and get a photo with one of their opening act's lead singers. That was, oh my gosh, the college student stuck inside of me is finally at peace after 2023. This year was just like, it was kind of like a plateau of happiness. Would I say that 2023 is my favorite year so far in general? Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Like, 2022 is like, I am happy I left Fort Collins. I picked a good time to leave that place. The house I was staying in at the time. I'm definitely glad that those days are over. And, like, the biggest question I always ask myself, though, with, like, determining what times of my life were the best is, like, am I at a better place at now, like, compared to where I was a year ago? I'd say yes. Being an unpaid intern is really tough with supporting yourself financially while having to be committed to that place you're at for, like, 5 days a week for 12 weeks. So juggling that with a cashier job at Safeway and door dashing was just, and all the other stuff going on in my personal life with, relationships and things, was just, it was a lot, especially with the tough time that Zoo was going through, too. Still, like, being in Nebraska for 12 weeks, it made me, like, a whole new breed. And I do have something special planned, on my anniversary for that this coming 25th. But yeah, a year later, though, here I am now, sort of just, like, hanging out at my dad's place. Like, do I want to work at dog daycares? Like, and, like Dogtopia and DoorDash for the rest of my life, or live in my dad's house forever? Of course not. But, like, I'm getting there, and I have a much better control of my anger issues now than when I did a year ago. And it hasn't been easy, but it's like, I don't need to compare myself to others. I don't need to dwell on the past and bad memories. So yeah, like, I would say maybe I would say 2023 has been my favorite year so far, because I would probably say, like, you know, last year, like at the end of 2022 going to 2023, like, yeah, I'm better placed now after having like soon to be 2 zoo internships under my belt, you know, being in Nebraska, than I was at a time, and like, you know, having the Cheyenne Mountains internship under my belt as well. But yeah, that's like, so I already gave you guys my little game plan for 2024. We'll see how it turns out, whether I stay here in New Jersey or move back to Colorado or go off to someplace totally different. Who knows? It's gonna be a productive year either way. And fingers crossed, I really won't have to take another hiatus again. I just keep, you know, uploading videos for you guys, like at least weekly. Like I'm doing, like I said, I got 7 list videos coming your way very soon. I'm really determined to keep like all of them like being uploaded in a consistent order. And then after that, I'll do my best to upload at least once a week, like a movie review or something. And yeah, like my most viewed video of 2023 was, you know, the Jurassic World Dominion My Leg video, because I knew that Universal wouldn't block me. That's why I decided to do one last My Leg video for Jurassic World Dominion. You guys love that. It has over 1,000 views and 17 likes. Thanks a lot. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say for 2023. It was a wild year, and fingers, like, again, 2024 is gonna be even better. Like, I know it. It's gonna, like, I feel like it's gonna be the year I find like the better me. Hopefully I can find the place where I make my stand, but you know what? I picked this pond and I'm learning how to swim. And I've been swimming pretty strongly, all things considered. I feel like I deserve to give myself a pat on the back, and I hope that you guys can say the same. So, yeah. Also, I thanked all my fellow zoo interns and the staff at the Utica Zoo. I also want to thank my roommates, my suite mate, Mason, who appeared in quite a few of my videos this summer, and Robert and Andrew. You guys are so real. And just all the cool people I met, you know, like Gracie, you know who you are, and like the cool people I met at the Avenged Sevenfold concert too. It was thank you so much for making my summer as special as it was. But yeah, and also like the Hopscotch crew, because they closed recently. Unfortunately, I was just like, no, the bar that was next to it. And yeah, like, you guys know who you are as well, like the staff, the other customers, like, just thanks for making my weekends more special. Like, that place was a community. I'm sad that's gone. But yeah, my favorite song of 2023 is Under You from Foo Fighters. Just want to say that, and expect my like top 9 movies of 2023 video to go up tomorrow night. Alright, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay beastly. Here's to an extra beastly 2024.